Welcome back to Radio Channel 1471. I'm your host, Sterling, your listener, and this is the podcast. To be more exact, this is podcast episode number 29. Yes, that is correct. And I'd like to wish all of you, every single one of you, even the new ones, which I noticed there are actually quite a bit of, I'd like to wish you all a Happy New Year's coming up and a Happy Holidays. I'm currently recording this on December 25th, the Saturday, or otherwise known as Christmas Day, but, well, okay, I'll be honest, I don't think I'll be able to get this episode out today, well, because I'm not at home and I don't have access to my computer, but maybe there's a chance? Anyways, I'd like to wish you a Happy New Year's, and maybe even a Happy New Year's in the future, or Happy Holidays in the future. Today, we'll be having a record playing in the background. Now, it's not exactly by choice, because as I mentioned, I'm currently not at home, so I'm kind of having to make do with what my sister has at her place. She originally didn't even have it set up, but I had to fiddle around and set up the Denon, attach it to the record player, plug it in, attach the speakers, do all of that. And luckily, it works like a charm. And let me tell you, I've never really been a major record person, but they sound, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, they sound a lot crisper, a lot smoother, a lot better, a lot higher quality than anything I've ever heard from my setup. I don't know if it's just because of the cassettes or if it's because of the receiver I use, but I'm actually really impressed by how good these records sound. Well, not specifically the music, but the quality. You know? Yeah. I've been living a lie. A lie, I tell you. Anyways, this record is presented by Jackie Gleason? Gleason? Gleason. It's called Music, Martinis, and Memories. So it's so far been purely instrumental, which I'll be honest, I'm a little okay with and happy with because my mind would just be so not diverted, but like distracted if there were vocals. Please excuse my tiredness this episode. It's been not a long day, but I don't know why I'm tired actually. I think it's because of the lack of salt I currently have in my system. I've been drinking a lot of Topo Chicos. I got 3 cases for Christmas, and there's about 12 bottles per case, and I'm already down 4 bottles in the past 2 hours. So I kind of been chugging at them. Today, for episode 29, also I guess I should get this out of the way. I don't exactly have a drink pairing with this. I guess martini's literally in the music name title? Is that really a title? I guess so. I can't drink martinis, obviously. I don't even have the ingredients nor equipment to make any. But if you're at home, if you're lonely this Christmas night, or New Year's Eve, or New Year's night, please, I welcome you to pull up a chair, sit down, relax, get your little coffee table right beside you, put on your red robes, maybe put on the TV or a fire, and please enjoy a nice martini. Be my guest. And don't forget to listen away. Listen away. Today's episode is going to be pretty relaxed, I guess you could say. I don't want to get too much into the juice of things, because I don't know, it just feels a little strange, one, not being at my desk because my mic arm is at home, so I'm kind of using this little mic stand, and two, I'm not in front of a computer, nor am I in a small room. This is a fairly big room, so it might be a little echoey. You might hear the fridge in the background. I would say you might be able to hear the cats too, but they're not really the loudest cats. They're kind of quiet. They don't meow that much. What else was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm not gonna get too deep into things this episode. I'm gonna save that for another time, a future time. And I might as well look at what I have written down in my little field book. It's like a little brown book that can fit in my pocket that I carry around everywhere I go now. And I've been writing down my notes in it. Like, literally right next to the episode 29 ideas page is a list of espresso machines. And right next to that is coffee studies and handwriting practice. So I've been a little... Excuse me. I've been a little busy in this notebook. I've slowed down a lot when it comes to writing stuff in the notebook, but it's really handy. It's really helpful, and it's really convenient. Lets me write down ideas and stuff really quick. And yeah, I just really like it overall. How many things do I have on this list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. I believe there's 25 because right before I sat down to record this, there was something I was thinking about. What was it? Ugh. I need to stop yawning. Anyways, so we're probably going to have around 25 or more topics in today's episode. There's a possibility. I'm not too sure. What should we start off with? I guess we can start off with the new sub goal we reached. I mean, it's honestly, I don't want, it's amazing. It really is. It's honestly astonishing, amazing, and what else? I'm thankful. I'm very thankful that even to know I haven't uploaded a podcast episode in around 4 months, I've somehow been blessed to get maybe over 150 subs since then. I mean, it's honestly, it means a lot, you know? I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and being able to finally reach past 100 subs in the first place is amazing. It's something I've dreamt of reaching as a young lad, a young ambitious lad with dreams, and it managed to go past 100 and get all the way to 200 within a couple months. I don't know what did it, but somehow very quickly I started to get a lot more attention to my channel. The analytics says it's all due to the Echo podcast episode where I had Echo, the Twitch streamer, as a guest. And that video I think is over 2,000 views now, which is, here, let me check, but that's like, I honestly didn't think that video particularly would get that far. Oh, it's at 3,000 views, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I don't know. As as somebody who like makes videos and uses the YouTube analytics, it's always surprising to see what does and doesn't work. And I really didn't expect that particular episode to be the episode that got my channel more attention. I mean, I don't know. I'm very glad though. I'm thankful. Thank you, Echo, for coming on the podcast. Thank you, new subs, for subbing. Thank you all. I deeply appreciate it. It's very. I mean, it means a lot. And should I be crossing these off the list? I don't want to because then I can't erase it if it looks bad with a pen, but I guess leading away from that, we could go into the giving back to the community part. Here, I have to mark these somehow. Let's put a line on them. The giving back to community. Giving back to community. So, sorry about that. I just booped the microphone. In light? No, that doesn't sound right. That sounds like somebody died. Or like a bad thing happened. In retrospect? No. Maybe in light was the right way of saying that. In light of the new subscribers, I was thinking of trying to give back to the community, and I didn't really know how to do that. So I thought, and I thought, and I thought, and I came to the conclusion that a number of things could be done to give back to the community. And I also realized I didn't know what community I wanted to give back to. Because the community could mean a million things. I never really thought about it in my head about which community specifically to give back to. Because I was thinking, well, I could give back to my community, I could give back to the furry community in general, I could give back to Echo's community, I could give back to all of the people who've helped me throughout the years, I could give back to a lot of people. And I thought, okay, so those are the people I could give back to, but how could I achieve that? How could I truly go about doing that? And I couldn't really find a way that seemed, I don't want to say fair, but like I couldn't think of a way that would like really mean as much to everybody, you know? Because my first thought was I could just do a giveaway on my channel, but then I thought, no, that kind of seems people who give or do giveaways, or at least in the traditional older YouTube scheme, were mostly just people trying to get more subs and more views, because they'd always say, oh, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and, or, on Twitter, be sure to heart, retweet, and comment, So it kind of just, it didn't seem right, and doing a giveaway on your own channel, only like a couple people, maybe one or two or three people might win something, and everybody else would just lose out, Because I always know, because I've always, like, when it was like little small things, I would try to enter in a couple giveaways. I'd never win. I never have won. But you'd always kind of have this, I don't want to say resentment, but like this envy, jealousy over the people who did win. And then you always thought, well, did anybody actually win? Is it real? you know? There's no real good way of proving it either. So I just thought, well, okay, doing a giveaway would just probably lead to more problems than good things. So oh, the record is over. I'm going to put it on repeat real quick. I'll be back. What was I? Where did I leave off? That's also a con of not being able to record on my computer because I can't just pause and replay. It's all kind of it all kind of has to be like one take because I'm just sitting at the table with the recorder and the mic and my notebook. I was talking about the community and giving back and the giveaway not being a great idea. Yes? Yeah. So after I came to the conclusion that doing a giveaway on my channel would just lead to more problems, I thought, well, how else could I give to the community? And I thought, well, I wanted to give back somehow. And I just kept on thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it for days and days and days. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just give back to the people I knew and the people who helped me out. And then I realized, well, how do I do that? And I didn't really know. Because once again, there was no way for me to make it fair for every person. There was no one fair way to do it. And just personally going to each person and like thanking them, that's not giving back to them. Or saying, hey, I'll try to help you out when I can. Or being like, do you have anything you need help with? That's not really doing a whole lot either. And not everybody's going to take advantage of that. So it's like, that wouldn't work either. So then I thought, okay, you know what? And segueing into another topic, why don't I check on, I don't want to say Kickstarter projects, but some of the projects in the furry community as a whole that aren't as big yet, but I see potential in. And I said, okay, let me check on Fuzznet and GFTV. And I did. So this segues into the Fuzznet and GFTV updates topic that I wrote down here. Fuzznet, as some of you might know, primarily at the moment still ran by Finn, the raccoon, on Twitter, is mostly focusing on their music project, the Fuzznet Network, or Fuzznet Music. And I've been a Patreon to them for quite a while now, and I'll be honest, I haven't really seen a whole lot of progress or updates or really anything going on with them recently other than like a release on YouTube or Spotify like every now and then. But like it's not really going anywhere and it's kind of saddening. And I don't know. It just kind of made me a little bummed with how quiet the project's been. It's been months and months, and I think it's been maybe over a year now? I would check, but I doubt I'd be able to find it quickly. So I thought, well, if I were to donate to them, how much would help? Would it matter? Is the creator of the project a good person? Do they have good motives? Will I see progress from them in the future? And etc. So I thought, okay. If I were to donate maybe 100, what could they use that for? How would it be distributed? How would any of that matter to them? Would they care? And I kinda came to the conclusion that it wouldn't be a great idea. One, because I personally, as a investor, don't really see how. I don't really see progress. I don't see a whole lot going on with that project. I mean, it could solely be due to lack of resources. Because I know Finn on. I don't remember if it was his Discord or his Twitter or his Patreon thing, but I know he's mentioned a couple of times that. What was it? Yes. That they currently don't make enough money to fully support all of their producers? No, they're. What do you call the people who. Or who, like, make the music? Maybe you do call them producers. Maybe? I'm not sure. But all the people who make the music for Fuzznet Music, they don't have enough money to give to all of them. They don't have enough money to keep up all their websites, all of their. What? They have websites. They have the YouTube channel. They have a Discord. And I guess their RSS feed, I'm assuming, probably also costs money. I don't really know exactly how they're doing that. No, distributor. Distributor. Not RSS feed. Or at least I think so. It's been a while since I've really fully checked in on what specifically has been going on with Fuzznet Music, or what specifically they have to do. But even like just the other day in their Discord, well, I guess I can't really say that, can I? I guess I can't. I can't be specific with it. But they started another, I guess, testing of another feature, another thing, and it needs money for you to be able to test it, or, be involved in the testing. So, it's a whole lot of investing and hoping on the future projects, and it's a lot of projects. It's not like one thing, but it's kind of starting to go more into one thing. It's complicated. It's interesting, but it's also not where it could be. And it also doesn't really seem like it will be where it should be or wants to be, Yeah. And then I looked at GFTV, Global Furry Television. And. One second. Test. I believe it's recording again. I had to pause to take a little break. But I'm back. I believe I left off talking about GFTV, Global Furry Television. Oui. So, like Fuzznet, I've also been watching GFTV, Global Furry Television. It is, if you do not know, a furry-based news team? Channel? It's a lot of things. It has a YouTube channel, it has a blog, I think. It has a news website, it has a Discord, it has, I think, a podcast of its own. I haven't really found it yet, though. And it also has, I think it has, like, a Forever on Live channel somewhere, I think. Maybe. I haven't heard about that part in a while. Anyways, though, they know a lot about the community. They haven't really done anything. I mean, of course they haven't done anything bad, but, like, they're news, But, like, straight news, nothing else, It's purely just news on things happening in the furry community. So, it's not that big. And I do feel like it could be bigger. And I do feel like Posri, the main host or main head of GFTV, could maybe upgrade his equipment a little bit. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to donate to GFTV. One, because they're news, good news, on the furry community. Two, they know the furry community. Three, I feel like they could use it. And three, I already said three. And four, it just seemed like the right choice. It seemed like the right idea. You know, it just, there's no cons to it. And I believe a good segue into the next topic would be on the topic of the channel itself, or, GFTV and Fuzznet are their own things. Radio Channel 1471 is its own thing. And I was thinking, what if to be able to manage making more content, what if there was a variety and not just podcast episodes? You already probably maybe have seen it with the last two filler, like, gameplay. I don't want to say like videos because they were mostly just gameplay, nothing else, no commentary, no nothing, just gameplay. Actually, the Risk of Rain one kind of had commentary, but you know what I mean. I'm thinking in the future it might be best to start making more variety of content and less just the podcast. I'm a fairly good, video game goer. I don't want to say I'm a good gamer because it sounds, you know what it sounds like. But I'm fairly good at it, and I have the means to do it. So I was thinking doing some gameplay videos wouldn't be too bad. Not too many, though. I'm still going to focus mainly on the podcast. But I will probably throw in one or two different things here and there. And I should probably start making more shorts and clips from the podcast again. I don't really remember why I dropped that. I tried to do it for a little bit a long time ago, near the early stages, before I even had a thumbnail. But I think it might be a good idea to go back into that. And you know what? I suppose since we're, I don't want to say fairly into the video podcast episode. Since we're fairly deep into the podcast episode, we could do a little intermission, a little break, and get into some of the bookmarks on Twitter. What do I have here? I haven't really been bookmarking a whole lot of things, but there are a couple things. I just don't remember what I have and haven't talked about, though. I'm not sure if I talked about this one or not. So Ash Coyote, the creator of the fandom documentary, ended up making VHS tapes of the fandom documentary. Or Ash themselves didn't make them by themselves. But they started a project where they made VHS tapes. I might not have gone to Denver, but I did get a tape. They put them on Etsy, and they've been on Etsy for quite a while. I think I might be the only person who's gotten one off of Etsy because they're quite expensive. More expensive than I think they really should be. But it was good though. I found my old CRTV in a box, set it up in my room on more boxes, and I watched it not too long ago, and it was actually pretty good. It felt like I was watching an old VHS tape, but it wasn't bad, It was just a good quality VHS tape. It even had like the little FBI warning in the beginning and all that jazz, and it was nice. It was good. Wait a second. The record's repeating. 1 second while I fix that. Wait. It just fixed itself. That's good. So I got a VHS tape. I believe they're still on Etsy. If you want to go check those out, I think it's $50. it's expensive. I believe it's $50. I don't know if they lowered the price or not. And if they ever do, I'll feel a little sad because I paid full price and I don't know. But power to people, you know? If they get it for a cheaper price, power to them. What else? Manny in the Mix. Mansters, Manny in the Mix. I knew Manny in the Mix from Manny in the Mix's old name, Manny in the Mix. I don't know if they go by Manny in the Mix anymore. I think it's just Mansters or Manny. Another somewhat new furry ASMR artist. What was it? They're one of the ones who's been getting noticed a little more, more on the popular side. One of the new big dogs. And they actually had quite a few videos made to, I don't want to say mock, but criticize Manny's videos specifically. Like how with ASMR Dog, I don't really watch either of them, I'll be honest, but it's not the best to see. It really isn't. And they even around 8/12/21, not a time, a date. I don't remember what 8 is in month terms. I'm sorry, I do not know my months. They actually had somebody impersonate them on Twitter, which was not cool. But that is also another person who's been... my mind just blanked out. Another person of the furry ASMRs community who's had a fake Twitter account made of them. Strange, The McDonald's Twitter actually recognized Destiny 2, and they made a little McDonald's meme where they had the Destiny 2 Witch Queen announcement on the, what would you call that? On the McDonald's sign with the black letters on the yellow background. I think it's a Photoshop, but it was funny to see that they acknowledged them. Marino Tilde's Now That I Have You cassette was repressed, or re-released, on 9/3/21 on Bandcamp. What else is there? Foxtail Fennec released their Urban Scavengers / Embrace EP with Fluxton Music on the 13th, 10/13/21, and they even had a little record, and it's clear, and wish I got it. Sadly, I think I was either out of town or in school when it released, but it was there for a little bit. There were only 5 of them made available. Proto Blake, or Blake Prod, got his VR, I was gonna say VR chat, no, his VR VTuber model? Or would you just call it a VR model? I'm gonna say VR model. Character model? Yeah. Zawanan has started looking into the idea of producing their own music. You might remember Zawanan from a while ago, and they're back. Not sure where it is now, but they announced that on 11/28/21. Dr. Plecter has released a Dr. Plecter She's So Cool LP energy drink. This is not a joke. They actually released an energy drink to go alongside their cassette tape, which is cool. And I don't know if they're still selling those, but I wish I got it. But I was also out of town again when that dropped. I mean, they probably still have some in stock. I believe they're being not released, but sold off of the No Tilde Tapes page on Bandcamp, I believe. Maybe? Let me double check that real quick. Oh, look at that. They're still on sale. Only $8 for the energy drink. Wow. And it's right here. The world's first future funk energy drink. Tastes like taurine and berries. Taurine? Taurine? Taurin? I think it's taurine. Limit 1 per customer. Cassette not included. Sadly, their cassettes are sold out. And Rain Down _ or just Rain. He got his model, his VTuber model. I still don't know. This one's different though. Blake's was like an actual VR model. This is more like a VTuber model. So he got that. So that's neat. And you know, that kind of looks like it, but maybe I have another bookmark somewhere? Echo Fade also had a Twitter impersonation account made of him. And what else? I'm not sure anything. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any other important bookmarks. But Minky, at one point, I don't remember why. I don't think I ever knew why. But apparently Minky closed down his Discord server for a while and reopened it at some point. He seems to do that more than often. More than usual. More than other people would, typically. I know Snowball has closed his Discord at one point. I know Minky's closed his maybe 1 or 2 times, I think. And I don't know if anybody else closed their Discords. Maybe... Did Lucrative Lion close his Discord at one point? I don't remember what the deal with that was. But Lucrative Lion does have a Discord server. Not much goes on in it. But he does have one. He does and did have one. Yeah, I don't think any other furry ASMR artists that I know of closed their Discord server other than Snowball and Minky. Maybe... No, I think it was just them. But yeah. So I guess we can cross off Twitter bookmarks. We might as well talk about Twitter Blue for a moment here. It's not too crazy, but it essentially is a paid subscription to use better Twitter. Here's what it says. Twitter Blue. Get more out of Twitter. Access exclusive features at our introductory price when you subscribe to Twitter Blue today. Upgrade your content. Undo tweet. Typo? Forgot to tag somebody? Give yourself time to preview and make changes to your tweet before it goes live. Get news without the noise. Ad-free articles. Top articles. Reader. Ad-free articles. Read ad-free on popular US-based publisher sites, not including paywall access. Top articles. Easily see the most shared articles in your network over the last 24 hours. Reader. Turn long threads into a more beautiful reading experience. Customize your Twitter experience. Bookmark folders. Organize your bookmarks into folders and avoid endless scrolling. That would be very helpful for me. Man, with the amount of bookmarks I use and the amount of times I have to look through them, that would be very helpful for me. Custom navigation. Switch up your navigation and get quick access to your favorite tweet destinations. App icons and themes. Choose from seasonal and colorful app icons and themes to give your Twitter a whole new vibe. Get early access. Pinned conversations. Swipe. Yeah, that actually says swipe. Swipe to pin your favorite conversations to the top of your direct message box. Upload longer videos. From your desktop, you can upload and tweet videos that are up to 10 minutes long. All for the price of $2.99 a month. It's actually not that bad. If I still had my job, which, by the way, I got a job as a barista and quit the job all within the time frame of my last podcast episode. Isn't that insane? That goes to show how long I've been gone. Where did I have that written down? Twitter Blue, here it is. I guess I can segue into the barista job now. So, I worked at Starbucks in this new town that I live in, and it was okay. I mean, I worked there for months, and when I left, I still hadn't been taught, like, food, dishes, how to replace the nitro cold brew, how to replace the cold brew in general. I hadn't been taught quite a bit, and I don't know. I mean, there isn't really much for me to say about it other than you got a free pound of beans every week. It was decent. It was good pay. The hours were pretty bad and inconsistent, sadly. I liked working the window because I got to talk to a lot of people and really just kind of, I mean, it was the easiest spot, but at the same time, it could be the most hairy spot depending on who goes through the drive-thru. But I enjoyed it because I got to talk to a lot of people. The cafe, taking orders in the cafe was pretty bad. Nobody could ever hear you because of the blenders going on in the back and all the noises. But it wasn't the worst either. But the only thing is, when you work the cafe orders, or at least at my location, you were also forced to, like, run around and help everybody and do the orders in the cafe the entire time. Like, if they saw you standing for, like, a minute, they would immediately be like, you know, you should be, like, helping, you should be, what is it called? Not customer support. Partner support? Like, you're the support. You're the person running around, refilling the cups, refilling the lids, doing all that stuff. Helping out at bar if they need it. Restocking foods. And they just had you running around the entire time. And every now and then you'd be so sidetracked doing mundane little things that you wouldn't be able to mess with, like, the actual cafe orders. And it defeated the whole purpose. But I don't know. There are 2 bars, a cold and a hot bar. I preferred hot bar. I didn't really enjoy making the frappuccinos that much. One, because there are 2 blenders, and they're slow. Well, not the blenders, but they're slow to make. There's just so many parts, and you're not supposed to batch blend. But I mean, come on, if you can, do it. When we opened up our lobby, there was like maybe 18 to 20 people in there every other hour, maybe, like at once, and it would get a little chaotic. Luckily, most of the times when there were like 20 people in the lobby, I would be on window, just by pure chance. But I don't know. I liked working the hot bar because I got to make the drinks. I got to make, well, I didn't make the espresso. All the espresso machines at my location were automatic. So it kind of defeated the purpose of me getting a barista job to learn how to make good espresso because it was fully automatic, you know? And then with the holiday drinks too, it would be like normal, and then pumpkin spice season rolled around, and there was just pretty much nothing but people ordering the pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin spice frappuccinos and caramel macchiatos, or what was it, apple crisp macchiatos? You know, just the seasonal drinks. You didn't really learn a lot of practical barista skills. Like, once you learn the basics of Starbucks, that's pretty much all you can learn from them. You don't learn a lot from Starbucks when it comes to being a good barista, but you learn what it's like working fast food, working with a team, you know? It's less about being a barista, more about being in the fast expediting food business at Starbucks, which I do and don't like. I like it because it taught me things and it got me a good starting point, but I don't like it because it really limited me. And also, with the inconsistent hours, it kind of felt like I was going nowhere. So it was very double sided. You know, it was a double sided blade. On one hand, it was good pay and it wasn't the hardest job in the world. And in the other hand, it was very, very inconsistent hours. It was eating up all of my weekends. I rarely got time after school because they would rarely be open after school. Uh, they never trained me fully. They. Some of them were very, like, eh. You know, they were all good. I liked most of them. I liked and I miss my coworkers or partners as we're called. And yeah, I kind of miss working there. But at the same time, it wasn't worth it. Having a job kind of made me realize I didn't need the job. I'm pretty young and I should really be focusing on school more than anything. It just kind of it ate into my free time. My weekends were non-existent and I don't know. I didn't need the money either. I really didn't. It got to the point to where one, I was just getting fatter because I was eating so much junk food, and two, I was literally giving it away. I mean, I don't know. I liked it, but I didn't like it. I didn't need it, and I felt it kind of reached its maximum helpfulness to me, and there was nothing else I could really gain from it. But that's kind of the gist of it. In the future, I'll probably talk about more stories and stuff and what I actually learned, but that's kind of the gist of what's been going on. I only recently, well, that's not true. My last day was December 1st. So it's been almost a full month since I officially quit. The funny thing, too, was when I put in my 2 weeks' notice, I was doing my 2 weeks' notice, and then right before my 2 weeks was over, the manager quit without putting in a 2 weeks' notice and just kind of quit. And so then it caused a whole lot of chaos within the store to where it was like we now have managers coming in and out, and it's never like the same manager for more than a day or two, and the regional manager's been coming in and out and just kind of watching everything, and they keep on changing the store layout and they're changing the rules, but they're not changing the rules because another manager changes what the manager changed. You know, there's no stability right now at our location. So it's kind of a good thing that I that I got out when I did. I'll probably try to go back in the future when I don't have to really worry about school as much, and I don't know. It just felt like I wasn't ready in a way, you know? I didn't need it at the age that I'm at and in my current situation, especially with the moving. But yeah, I'll talk about more less, I don't want to say sad, but less serious things when it came to the job in the future. What else could we go into though? I guess I could talk about other barista things now, though. Like, for one, I've noticed that the Starbucks beans that you can get for free aren't that great. They really are not the highest or best quality coffee beans for their price, one, and two, they all kind of have the same like bad taste to them. Like they all kind of have like the same smell and taste. Like it's hard to explain, one, because I don't know like what the flavor or smell is, but if you compare them next to each other, you can really notice it. The Starbucks Reserve beans are a little more bearable, but one, they're pricier, two, you get less, three, you can't get the Starbucks Reserve beans as markouts, and four, not even the Starbucks Reserve beans are the best either. You can get cheaper beans from a local, I don't want to say brewery. You can get cheaper beans from a local roaster that will taste way better than if you went to Starbucks and got overpriced beans. Also, Curious Beans Coffee. I wish they sponsored me. Please, Curious Beans, if you're listening to this, sponsor me. I now don't have a job, and I still don't need the money, but it would be helpful. It would be helpful for small things like continuing to get the new cassettes and the new records and the new just things that I do when it comes to the podcast, you know? Because I didn't really think about it, but I should have probably quit after I had like a savings of money that I could use for the podcast in the future. I did have a savings of money, but I ended up using it all on gifts and stuff. I decided to splurge and get all my family extra special gifts this Christmas. Well, not all of them. Don't tell them, but you know. I gave an old friend the money to get a Ducky keyboard and the donation to GFTV, and then I got my brother Monster Hunter Rise Deluxe Edition, and what else? There's something else I did. I don't remember. There's something else I used it on. I don't remember. What was it? I'm not sure. But yeah, I kind of forgot that maybe I shouldn't have used all of my money on Christmas gifts. But yeah, Curious Beans Coffee. Check it out. Marno was actually the first, well, was the way I first learned about Curious Beans Coffee. Well, when I got the Curious beans, they were different. Apparently, they changed who they got their beans from. I'm not sure how large of a difference it is in the taste, but when I got the beans, they were pretty good beans, and they weren't expensive at all. Or at least I don't remember. Anyways, my main goal is to try to be sponsored by Curious Beans Coffee, and if anybody would somehow have a connection to them, it would be pretty nice if you could put in a good word for me. Or just any coffee. That's what I truly want, is to be partners with a coffee-based thing. Speaking of coffee, I already talked about coffee beans, but Barista 22. When I was in Durango, Colorado, during a trip, I went to a place called Durango Joe's Coffee, and I took some notes down. Main thing was the two main baristas on the floor. One of them was extra grumpy for some reason. I don't know why, but they were extra grumpy. And the second takeaway was, what was it? Oh, yes, the syrups they were using were called Barista 22 syrups, and they looked very, very interesting. Apparently, they have like this whole like lineup of syrups, and they have their own syrup racks, and they're only on like this. I don't think it's a barista website, but it's pretty fleshed out stuff. And it looked very interesting. And I tried to order from them. I tried to get multiple bottles of syrup, and a syrup rack and all of that, and it would not accept my card for some reason. I don't know why. I had no problems with anything else, but it said for some reason that it could not take it because of like possible theft or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal overall, though. I don't even really like putting stuff in my coffee, anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. But it did upset me in the moment because I was like, God, I really wanted to get these syrups and have a real setup in my kitchen. Well, my kitchen. On my coffee bar, like, area, coffee corner, and it would have been cool to have those syrups there. Speaking of which, I'll probably put an image of my coffee corner on the screen right now. And once again, speaking of coffee, I recently, as a Christmas gift, got a Hario V60. That's right, I finally have a Hario V60. I don't want to say the pinnacle, but like probably like one of the most common things a home barista might have. You know? Yeah. I'd say the Hario V60 and the French press are two very common things you'll see in a home barista's bar. And I finally have a Hario V60, so I'll be excited to use that when I get back to my house. Uh, fellow. What can I say about fellow? Why did I write down fellow? I don't know. Maybe it was because of the kettle. I got the Fellow Stag EKG kettle, the pinnacle of the coffee kettles that you can get. And I guess my whole point is when I had the job, I definitely did invest into my coffee stuff. I definitely did get out of it with like 30 bags of coffee beans, of course. I now have the Fellow Stag EKG kettle. I have I had the burr grinder before, but I got something else too. Oh, I got a milk frother, which really isn't that great, but it works for now. I got a Starbucks little. It's like a brewer, but it's like shaped like a cup, and you put it on top of a cup, and then you brew it like that. But I don't really like it. It's not that great. But I have it now. It's part of my collection. I feel like I got some more coffee beans. I got Durango Joe's coffee beans. I got coffee beans from I Love Coffee, the other coffee shop I went to recently. And where else did I get coffee beans from? Oh, Stellar Coffee in Roswell. And what else did I get? I'm not sure. But basically, I'm gonna do a lot more coffee content in the future too. Maybe I'll do some videos on brewing coffee and all of that jazz. I think it could really work. I mean, I'm going full barista, full home barista. I learned what I could from Starbucks, and I've slowly been adding more equipment to my home barista corner bar coffee thing. And I'm kind of at the point where I can make way better coffee at home. And I always could make way better coffee at home than I could at Starbucks. Minus the espresso part. That's the only problem. The only thing really setting me back at the moment is I can't make true espresso. I don't have a true espresso machine. I don't have a tamp. I don't have a basket. I don't have a Breville. I don't have a flare. I don't have a true espresso machine. You know, I'm thinking though it might be best to get one of the flare manual espresso machines instead of one of the big clunky espresso machines. because the flare can supposedly make espresso as good or even better than the big clunky espresso machines. So there's that. What else? All right. I'm looking at the list. And, you know, I think I might save some of the rest for when I get back to my home so that I can actually go fuller into depth of it. And this episode itself has kind of been more of a kind of just a big ol' update, you know? Like, I've been within the past 4 months, I moved houses twice. I moved to a completely different state. Uh, I didn't have a desk for months. I got a job. I quit the job after months of being there. Don't worry, I didn't get it and then immediately quit it. I worked there for a good amount of time. What else? I still haven't even finished unpacking my room. So there's that. I didn't even have a bed for a long time. For a long time, I didn't even have a bed, and I was just like, what was I doing? I think I was sleeping. Was I sleeping on? Yeah, I was sleeping on an air mattress. Um, what else? What else? School. Finals kind of happened. So I had to worry about finals for 2 weeks. And kind of a little bit before that, too. It's just a lot's been going on, you know? But I'm definitely I'm coming back. I've definitely gotten a little more settled, although I'll be honest, I really hate living in my new place because school there kind of stinks and I have no friends and I'm lonely. I'm pretty lonely at the moment, but I'm getting settled. So I can guarantee you that there will definitely be more content on the channel and the podcast and pretty much everything soon. I guess I could also talk about guest ideas. So, because it pertains to kind of like updating things. With the realization and the looking at the video analytics for videos, and, just kind of doing an overview of the channel on its own, anybody can kind of really tell that guest videos are kind of the main thing that's getting views and that people mainly like on the channel and the podcast, which it makes sense. It really does. I'll be honest, listening to a solo podcast isn't the most interesting thing in the world, and guests are just, it's interesting. It really is interesting to just know more about a person. And sometimes there are certain people, like streamers and all that, who don't really talk a whole lot about, what they do and how they feel about certain things on their streams and stuff and on their channels and their content and with their art and all that. And podcasts just kind of let you know more about the character, get to know them, what they like, what favorite foods they have. The little things, you know? Upcoming releases, all that stuff. It's really interesting to watch guest episodes. And I understand that. So I've been trying to think, one, of who I could have on the podcast that you guys would like to see, and two, how I could better handle those episodes. Like, what would be better segments? And calling back to my older videos, I've never really liked the idea of just doing straight interviews, but I feel like I don't know, I don't feel like anything different from that. That's still kind of the same. I don't like doing straight plain interviews, but I feel like a lot of interviewers probably think the same thing but end up falling, you know what I mean. It's just I feel like there's just a little improvement I can do with guest episodes. The main thing is I just kind of want to know from you guys, you people, new people, from you people, I don't know, that sounds weird. You people. I feel like we should have names. We. Like, the community. What would the community's name, my community's name be? Listeners? You listeners. You listeners? You listeners. No, the listeners. Yes, the listeners. That might be the best. Sorry about going on a little ramble there. Anyways, I just want to know what the listeners would. Okay, now it doesn't sound. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to know what you, the listeners, would like to hear in the future. I would like to know what y'all would like content wise, guest wise, guest ideas. Please feel free. I'd be interested in trying to contact any guest you guys would like. Um, I've always kind of wanted to interview all the furry ASMRists because I already got Pocket Fox. What was that? Oh, it's just the record player. I already got Pocket Fox. I already got Echo Woo. Echo? I still don't remember what his like official name was. I got Echo. I got Pocket Fox. Did I get any other furry ASMRs? I don't think so. But I gotta like collect them like Infinity Stones. I think. I think. Excuse me. Who could I go after next in the furry ASMRs community? I think Arrowheart might be a good idea. Arrowheart and Bloppy Woofer, maybe? Maybe. And who would be... I'm trying to think of who would be an easy person for me to talk to, because you can't go straight to the big dogs, you know what I mean? It's hard to go straight for the most popular ones. You know, you can't really start a new thing and then immediately go for somebody like PewDiePie, you know? It's just not feasible. You can't think of it like that, you know? But that's, you know, that's just the general idea. I want to know more about what my fan base is. I don't really know at the moment. A lot of new people came in, and I'm just really overall intrigued by what the general consensus of the podcast is, you know? I want to bring it back. I don't want to do another Renaissance because I already titled an episode The Renaissance, but I want to do like the Renaissance Part 2 for the podcast. And the channel overall, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And there's definitely things I could improve upon when it comes to how I say things too. I've definitely noticed that every time I take large breaks from recording the podcast, I kind of forget like everything. I forget how to do things. I forget which or what gain to use the Rode mic on. I forget what gain to boost it in Audacity with. All of those little things, you know? All the little things are what makes the overall podcast experience better. Also, sorry if you hear the refrigerator in the background. I think I already mentioned that, but it's pretty loud from where I'm sitting, sadly. I'm not sure how it's picking up on the microphone. But I think that might do it for this episode. What else is on here that I could quickly talk about? I think that's all I really want to talk about for now. And I'll talk about more and go in depth with more things and be a little more on the fun side next episode. Yeah, I think that's the best idea. So, how did I used to do the outros? I don't remember actually. It's a tough question. How did I used to end past episodes? How did I used to end past episodes? I don't know. Did I have an outro? I don't think I ever made an outro. No. Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, I never had it. Wow. I'm thinking about it now, and I really don't recall having any type of outro. Huh. Okay. Yeah. I guess I should mention this real quick. Originally, this episode was supposed to have the roti cassette that I got, and a latte as the drink pairing. The roti and latte pairing. But I don't think that's gonna happen because, you know, the vinyl and the Topo Chico. So there's that. And I don't think there's gonna be any extra audio only listener bonuses for this episode either, sadly. But, you know, I don't know. It's always weird doing a podcast episode after not having done one for months. It's, you know, you gotta really get back into the feel of things. I just feel a little nervous with how this episode's gonna come out. You know, there's just a lot more people, you know? It's hard to know what the people like. Or at least at the moment. So, I guess that's it. Have a good day. Well, no, I can't say have a good day. Isn't that what the LA Beast did as his outro? Have a good day. I think so. I guess. I guess if I just stop talking, maybe. No, I don't know. Goodbye. 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 Oh, wait, I guess I should mention this real quick. I'm almost officially at 1,000 hours in Destiny 2. That's right. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm at like 987, I think, right now. But I'm close. I'm close. I'm almost there, and I don't know how I'm going to celebrate. Yeah. Alright, goodbye. Goodbye. For real this time, goodbye.